beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-February 2023 reading for the zodiac sign of Aquarius. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. But let's go ahead and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close, so last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we're going to take a look just in general what's coming for the remainder of February. We're also going to do a money column, a love column, and the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We'll do 3 yes or no questions, take a look at your crystal of the month, and do a healing note as well. But again, going to column number 1, what's wrapping up and coming to a close. Let's pull a summary affirmation card here. It says, I feel alone. So Aquarius, in these last few weeks or month, you might have felt like you were alone. You could have had to tackle something on your own that you didn't expect. I feel like maybe there was like a canceled plan too. Maybe you went and did something on your own that you didn't plan on doing alone. But feeling alone in alone time is not necessarily a bad thing. But again, it just seems like something didn't happen quite the way that you had planned it to. Let's take a look though at our next column, or what clarifiers we have, what messages I can provide for you. Again, what's wrapping up and coming to a close. Up first, we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is a card of being very bold, being very powerful. This is a card of leadership. Again, this is coming through as like something that you did by yourself and perhaps you didn't expect to do it by yourself. I kind of just see you there in solitude, taking on whatever this is, leading yourself through this. But there's a lot of like courage that comes with doing that alone, and a lot of power also, some self-empowerment that comes with those type of situations. So not a bad thing that we went off alone this month, Aquarius. The next card that we have is the Ten of Cups. If you've watched my readings before, you know the Ten of Cups is one of my favorite cards in the entire deck. The Ten of Cups is a card of family, contentment, total love, and support. It's seriously the card of everything wonderful with the Ten of Cups. I used to tell people, I didn't used to tell people, I still tell people this, Aquarius. So the reason why I like the Ten of Cups so much is that I used to think contentment really wasn't that great, but now I realize how hard it is to be content. So this is like true contentment, true happiness, true peace. So even though you were feeling alone or had to do this thing alone, in general, the energies are really, really good. You are still well supported. And this is being able to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. This is like having what you want to have. The next card that we have is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a card of being very traditional, being very conventional. It's a card of expectations. I feel like things ended up exceeding your expectations, although you felt like they weren't meeting your expectations. So because it wasn't exactly the way you planned or what you wanted, it didn't feel like it was meeting expectations, but in reality, I think it really did end up exceeding expectations there for you. Okay, now let's take a look at our clarifiers for this first column here, Aquarius. First, we have the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is a card of having to weigh your options and make a decision. So I think you really did have the decision, do you do this alone or not? That seems to be the question, and it's kind of like weighing the options around it. Again, I think we're glad we did. We seem very happy with the outcome. The outcome exceeded expectations. That was us kind of weighing our options, deciding what we wanted to do. The next card that we have is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is a card of being very active. This is new project, new creative idea. I think this is this thing that you took on. So this new thing that you went into alone that you didn't plan on going into alone. But again, really, really positive sense of contentment, sense of happiness coming with whatever this new undertaking is. At the bottom here, we have the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of waiting or delayed success. This is something you've likely been waiting to do. Perhaps you've been waiting to do it so you could do it with that one person and then it didn't end up working out that way. But it's like you've been waiting for this moment, so I'm glad it finally happened, even though, again, maybe it didn't happen as planned since you had to do it alone. Okay, Aquarius, now let's take a look at our next column, which is just general what's coming for the remainder of February. Almost jumped ahead and said March. We're not quite there yet. The card that we have is I am worthy. I hope you always are aware of this, Aquarius, that you are worthy of anything and everything that you want. This is such an important reminder and such an important affirmation. But know as opportunities come up, as situations come up this month, that you're worthy of respect, you're worthy of happiness, you're worthy of whatever you're being given, whether it's opportunities or whatnot. But definitely such a great reminder of your worthiness there. Let's see what messages we have though. First we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a very self-sufficient card and also a very honest card. Make sure you're keeping communication top of mind as you go into the remainder of February. Communication is going to be really important. But this is a card of being, again, self-sufficient, so perhaps there's more stuff that you're pushing through alone. Maybe this is a continuation of the last action as well. The next card that we have is the Emperor. The Emperor is a card of respect. It's a card of leadership. It's a card of strategic planning. It's very future focused. It's very much so thinking about your next step, planning your next move, which I like. Again, I think there's going to be some opportunities coming in, so don't question your worthiness of any of those opportunities or any of the things that you're being presented with. But again, the Emperor is like planning next moves, going to the next thing. This is also a very respectful thing. So make sure there's some self-respect in there. Again, only pursuing things that you are wanting, things that you deserve. The next card that we have is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is very active, new project, creative idea. We talked about that just a little bit ago. So I do think this is kind of like a continuation of whatever this new thing is that you took on alone. Continuing on alone from what I can tell, but now it's like it's up and going. So what's the future of this new opportunity? Again, worthy of all things, all wonderful things that may come from it. Let's go ahead and check our clarifiers though. First we have the Nine of Cups. I love to see this. The literal meaning of Nine of Cups is your wish coming true, Aquarius. So again, do not ever doubt your worthiness. You are worthy of anything that you want. So this is wishes coming true. Again, to enable that though, be thinking about communication. Be very clear on what you want and communicate that accordingly. Again, communication being really important with the Queen of Swords. That is a card of self-sufficiency though too. So I would foresee that you'll continue pushing through on this journey very independently, at least for the time being. The next card that we have is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords can be a card of theft, betrayal, dishonesty, wanting to run away. I'm trying to think here. I have a feeling, Aquarius, or this is the message that's coming through. Perhaps there was some theft, betrayal, dishonesty, and that's why we ended up going through this situation alone in the first place. I do feel like some respect is going to be restored though with the Emperor, but I don't know that it's going to change the fact that you're pursuing this by yourself at this time. At the bottom here we have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is a card oftentimes of love. This is a card of partnership, proposal, marriage. But keep in mind, anytime we have two of something on a card, it can indicate a decision. So this feels to be more of a decision. And again, it's now that this new opportunity is up and going. What does the future look like for this? I will say this is a card though, like honing in on proposal and partnership. I don't know that I'm seeing the partnership here that perhaps you would like at this point. But in terms of opportunity, this opportunity is continuing to expand and grow. So it looks really good. Whatever this new thing is, it really has unlocked things. It's opened doors. It seems like it's here to stay, especially because we have the Emperor coming in and saying, like, make sure there's a long-term plan here. Okay, now let's take a look at our next card, or next column. We're going to talk about anything related to money. We're going to start out with this Tips Tricks card. It says, remember, all transactions are investment of your energy. Ensure you are investing in things that raise your personal vibration and the vibration of those around you. So in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to money, think job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money here, Aquarius. I'm just going to try and adjust this a little bit so we're better in the frame. Okay, there we go. So up first we have the Seven of Coins, or the Seven of Pentacles. This is a card of waiting. This is a card of patience, a card of delayed success. I always like to point this out though. It's not a lack of success, more so delayed success. So there's something related to money or career this month that's moving just a little bit slower than you would like it to. Again, it doesn't mean that success isn't coming, but it's more of an indicator of delayed success or having to be kind of patient and waiting there. The next card that we have is the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a card of victory, award, recognition, good news, and you believe it, success. So definitely success coming, just delayed from what we expected it to be. So just keep that in mind. But love to see this victory, award, recognition, good news, success. Just coming a little bit slower than perhaps we thought it would have. At the bottom here, we have the Devil card. The Devil card is a card of greed, envy, materialism, obsession. When I see this in the money column, more often than not, this is about budgeting and saving and having a financial plan. So just keep that in mind. Perhaps you need to set a budget and really start to stick with it, or set a savings goal and start to stick with it. But when I see the Devil card, it oftentimes is like overspending or overindulging, and the opposite of that would be budgeting and saving accordingly. So do be thinking about creating a budget for yourself, Aquarius, or a savings goal if you don't already have one. And now let's take a look at our clarifiers. The first card that we have is the Lovers card. The Lovers card, again, is a card of love, partnership, deep love, strength together. Similar to the last card we were just talking about, though, two of something could be an indicator of a decision. Interestingly enough, I think it's showing as kind of like a turning point, but it's not so much of a decision as you would think it would be. I don't think that you could stop because there's waiting. You kind of at this point have to keep pushing forward, so there's not really that much of a decision to be made here, Aquarius, as it's just having to proceed, even if you wouldn't necessarily like to. But you're definitely going to want to, though, because we have success coming very quickly. Again, we're in this point of delay. The Lovers card, though, is also relationship, so perhaps a relationship is what caused this delay. Like, maybe it was a group project and you did your half and somebody else didn't do their half of the project. What I'm getting is that the delay feels external or dependent on somebody else. But again, delayed success, not failure. The next card that we have is the Sun card. In terms of good card in the tarot deck, it's really hard to get better than the Sun card. The Sun card is a card of material happiness, joyous outcomes, success. So lots and lots of success coming here. Love to see this. You're going to be really grateful, really happy with the outcome. At the bottom here, we have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is a card of being solid, practical, and wise. That actually ties really nicely to what I was saying with the Devil card here, Aquarius, about having a budget or having a savings goal. We need to be making solid, practical, wise financial decisions. And those go very nicely with budgeting and savings. The King of Pentacles can also be a card of investment, so keep that in mind. You might have an investment opportunity. I will kind of warn you, one of the meetings with the Devil is like about being greedy, so maybe don't go for the most risky option you can find in terms of investment if you are in a new investment situation. So just keep that in mind. The most risky may not be the best move this month. Okay, now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to love. Think family, friends, relationship, children, marriage. Similar to money, we do have a quick note to start with here. It says, reflection, give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. So again, in this column, this is anything related, family, friends, relationship, children, marriage, whatever you associate with love here, Aquarius. The first card that we have is the Temperance card. Excuse me. The Temperance card is the card of balance and harmony. I like to see this. Generally speaking, most people could use more balance and harmony. So really anywhere this card pops in the reading, I'm always excited to see it. So looking forward to there being a little bit more balance and harmony, especially from a love perspective, from a relationship perspective for you. This can also be a card of patience too, so just keep that in mind, especially if you have like kids or even parents. Like being a little bit extra patient with your loved ones this month seems to be important. The next card that we have is the Six of Coins. The Six of Coins is a card of giving or receiving help. It's very generous. Mind you what I was saying about being kind of extra patient, being extra understanding. I'm not saying you need to like take the shirt off your back or anything like that, but a little bit of extra empathy towards those that you love and those that you're around this month seem to be important. I do think that you'll be helping somebody, so just make sure we're helping them out of the kindness of our heart and having a genuine understanding, not just helping them because we feel obligated. The next card that we have is the Page of Coins. The Page of Coins is really typically a money move. This is new job, raise, promotion, some sort of money news. However, when I see it in the love column, it's typically money around you. This could be your spouse getting a new job, or parents getting a new job, or roommate getting a new job. So again, it's the money surrounding you with the Page of Coins. But again, perhaps you're like helping somebody till they do get the job, or maybe they're like staying with you for a week. They're moving into town to get a new job. So it's like you're supporting this person until they're getting to the point where they can support themselves again. Let's see what other messages we have here, Aquarius. First up, we have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is very much so a card of family and friends. So again, that kind of balance and harmony with family and friends. Maybe your work-life balance has been a little out of whack. But again, being a little extra patient with those that we love, specifically family and friend there. The next card that we have is the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands can be a card of stress, exhaustion, having too many burdens. Again, I do see that you're helping somebody, but make sure it's from the kindness of your heart, not that you feel obligated. With the Ten of Wands, we can get really easily overwhelmed. So do make sure there's some boundaries there. Like, make sure you know if they're staying with you, it's just for a week. Or say, this is how much money I can let you borrow, but I can't let you borrow anymore. So do make sure there's some boundaries there so you don't get overwhelmed or get yourself in a bad situation. At the bottom here, we have the Hermit. The Hermit is a card of going in for clarity, so finding out what you need to know. This is also about like being on your own personal quest. However, this can be like about pulling back too. But I'd like the pulling back here because again, you're helping somebody. You're going out on a limb here, doing a little extra. But it feels like it's going to be short-lived. Like I see you returning back to your usual state sooner rather than later. So like they'll be out of your house soon, or they'll only need money for a short period of time. So I like to see that this energy is short-lived. So be kind and be caring and be compassionate as much as you can. And just remind yourself it'll be short-lived. Okay, now let's take a look at our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. We have the card, I am a voice. You definitely, again, need to make sure you're communicating. We talked about that earlier in this reading, but use your voice, communicate, make sure you're being heard. People are not mind readers. I like to give out that reminder. People are not mind readers, so make sure you communicate. The first card that we have is the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is a card of teamwork. It's a card of collaboration, so a card of communication. I can't say it enough. Really, really, really communicate clearly and frequently this month. The next card we have is the Nine of Coins. The Nine of Coins is a card of luxury, self-sufficiency, financial gain. I like to see this, so it looks like there is some new money coming in. This is, again, that solo energy, though, so that you're doing a lot for yourself. And then you are helping somebody here, but then, like I said, it kind of goes back to just being you again. At the bottom, we have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a card of keeping and maintaining boundaries. That pairs really nicely with what we had. Again, you need to communicate these clear boundaries here. Looking at clarifiers, first up we have the Knight of Swords. If you look at this card, both the horse and rider are moving very quickly with the Knight of Swords. So this is something that's happening very fast-paced. There's going to be a lot going on, so communication is going to be key. But again, as you get in this situation, just remember it's going to be over relatively quickly. Things are going to be short-lived. The next card that we have is the Empress. The Empress is a card of creation, a card of abundance. Definitely does seem like there's some new money coming in with the Empress and the Nine of Coins pairing here. So just keep that in mind. And again, this is you creating for you. This is you driving this opportunity. At the bottom, we have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is a card of like solitude. So again, this is things coming to an end. This is things wrapping up. So things are going to be short-lived with this helping, short-lived with needing to set boundaries, but make sure you do so you don't burn yourself out there with the Four of Swords. Okay, Aquarius, at this time I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use the Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. But question number 1 is the Ace of Clubs. This is number 31 card. That's going to be a no. Question number 2 is the 10 of Clubs. This is number 35 card. That's going to be a no. And question number 3 is the 8 of Diamonds. This is number 44 card. That's going to be a no. So no's across the board there, Aquarius. If you watched your video earlier this month, we did pull a card from our Healing Stones deck. This is a crystal to keep with you through February. You have Ruby, which is good for joy of living, lust, helps keep you spontaneous, and really helps give you some momentum and passion. Last but not least, we have the healing note. Everybody can always use a little bit more healing. Your note says, walk gently, breathe peacefully, and laugh joyfully. Thank you so much, Aquarius, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. Also, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you so much, Aquarius, and I hope you have a wonderful remainder of your February.